and welcome back once again to Belmont Bunch's weekly recap. This week we're talking about the New York Islanders. They're the hot new thing in town. They're the most structured hockey team you know. And they weren't so for the last two games. But first, where is James?
I'm not showing up this week.
Oh, like the Islanders' last two games?
Got me.
Hello, James.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
how'd the Islanders do last week? Am I right? Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, so this past week the Islanders played 4 games. 2 of them were games that we won, and the other 2 they didn't show up for. Tom, why don't you take it away?
Sure. I guess if you're going to talk about the Rangers, you have to address the fact that we might have just gotten their GM and president fired.
Yes.
So the Islanders win a combined aggregate of 7-0 across 2 games, 4-0 and 3-0. And Varley was in goal for both. He played very well. The Isles looked to be kind of the best version of themselves since, sometime in April, I guess. The Rangers are the only team that the Islanders have beaten for about 3 weeks now. That's a little bit worrying.
Yeah, and they're not even in the playoffs.
No.
So, we obviously had a helping hand in that.
Sure, yeah. Now we're 10 points up, and it makes it look like it was a lot easier than it was.
Yeah.
But I talked about in the recap before, after the Washington, the third game, and I was like, all right, no pressure here.
Yeah.
Just got to win one of these games.
Yeah.
And luckily, they showed up and they annihilated the Rangers to the point that the reporting today from hockey insiders, quote quote,
us,
yes,
yeah,
is that the Islanders' play style, the Barry Trotz, Lou Coyne style of grinding games out with veterans and will players, they call them, over skilled players.
Interesting. I like that kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I think the Rangers are morons for doing so, just because I don't think you switch philosophies based on a 2-game sample size in a season that is shortened because of a pandemic where you're not even playing teams outside your division. There are so many things that go into this season. I don't feel like you should make any rash decision. So the reason that we had to shield ourselves with that news to start is because then we had to talk about the Islanders losing twice to the worst team in hockey in games where they led by 2 goals in each of them in the third period. And also, they were playing against an ECHL goalie playing his first 2 ever games. So, a little bit embarrassing. The effort has been shocking. Shocking effort.
From the Buffalo Sabers?
Yeah, no. So, the Islanders, basically in both of these games, in the first one a 2-0 lead, and then the second one a 3-1 lead, decided they didn't have to work anymore. And they got what they deserved out of both of those games. You could argue in the second game, they were a little bit better put together. They had 48 shots and at least got it to OT. But in typical Islander fashion, it felt like a lot more quantity over quality for the shots.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So, or I shouldn't say in typical Islander fashion, because the Islanders usually pride themselves on, we won't take the most shots, but we'll take good ones. It was the opposite in this game, but I think it probably just highlights how little sniping ability we have on this team. We have Jordan Eberle, who can do that occasionally with Brock Nelson. And that's kind of it. Cal Clutterbuck got that once in every year shot that I talk about.
That's true.
But outside of that, the trades that they made for... the trade that they made for both Zajac and Palmieri, it's not working out, and neither of those guys are snipers. I think, I'm not going to get on Lou because I liked it at the time, so I can't just change my opinion now.
Yeah, well, I think you've said it before, but the way that you said it, that just makes the most sense is if you didn't make the trade, the narrative would have shifted to be the negative thing anyway.
Sure. If you didn't make the trade, people would have said, oh, look at the Islanders again, afraid to buy, afraid to get involved.
But now that he did make the trade, and people are like, oh, it was the wrong trade, but after the fact.
Yeah.
And so it's what's it called? the narrative
retroactively.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you said, every trade comes with a risk.
Yeah,
we're suffering.
Oh, absolutely.
The outcomes of that risk.
Yeah, I mean, hypothetically, you could make an excellent trade where the guy you acquired just gets hurt.
Yeah,
and then what are you gonna do?
And actually, though, I did see because now I know we're gonna go hot or not. Corey Haber tweeted, Palmieri's gonna heat up in the playoffs, and nobody's gonna see it coming. And maybe that'll happen, but I don't think we can depend or count on that. You know?
To the credit of that idea, Pajot was somewhat of a similar case. Although I think Pajot, being a center, and at least even when he wasn't playing great in that stretch with the Islanders where they lost 7 straight games, he didn't win a game with the Islanders until the playoffs.
Yeah.
But he brought faceoffs to the table at least.
Yeah.
Palmieri doesn't take faceoffs, so he doesn't have.
That's why we have Zajac.
Yeah,
it makes perfect sense.
He hasn't been great.
We have 2 people that are half as good as Pajot.
Oof, half.
I thought that was being mean by saying half. 2 people put together.
Meaner.
Make one Pajot, maybe. But I was gonna say I just said Martin obviously heated up in the playoffs. I don't. We can't depend on that again.
Yeah, you basically.
It's fun.
The difference, I think, there are similarities to last year. We talked about this. Where
it's like poetry, it rhymes.
It rhymes, we talked about how last year they lost 7 straight and they went in and they were fine. That's great if you ignore the 4-month time frame where they were off and had time to get healthy and
came back.
Yeah, and also just to reassess where they were. They don't have that this year.
No,
this is closer to a regular year in that area specifically, which is that the turnaround to playoffs is shorter. And for the Islanders, how they play going in, it's interesting. There's a debate online as to whether it matters if they go in hot, because some people will say just stay healthy, and that's fair. But you can talk about Barzal the other day sitting for the second game. Barry was saying that a lot of it was he was saying the main reason was rest. But he also did add that his line, that first line, who also had Leo bench, so 2/3 of the first line bench, Barry mentioned that they were too east to west instead of north to south. So they were trying to do too much, and they weren't just getting the puck deep, which is what Barry likes. So I don't know. I think it might. I think you'd like as a fan for them to go in playing well, just to have
that confidence, that hot streak. Yeah, it's we're taking care of business against the teams that were in this type of season, the teams we're going to play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, not New Jersey and Buffalo though.
Yeah.
So never mind.
The Boston game. I don't know if it'll we've fallen.
Oh, you took off the.
I took it off. Since we've fallen so far out of home ice race.
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't the difference between the 3 and the 4 seed. I'm not as worried about, and I know I kind of skipped over hot. Now. We'll go back to hot and not after the season.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I was gonna say though the 3 and the 4 seed, I guess it's gonna be a crapshoot who they're each gonna be playing anyway.
Yeah, because the Penguins and Caps keep switching.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think the Caps have more regulation wins, or the Penguins just pass them on that, or something.
I think the Penguins have, more ROW.
So Penguins are 32, Caps are 30 for ROW.
Yeah.
So okay. So looks like the Penguins might. Yeah, and they're 73 points right now. So same amount of games.
Tonight's Washington Ranger game will be a big game, and also could just be a fight night like the Islanders had against Pittsburgh a long time ago. That is going to be interesting. But why don't we do hot or not?
Okay.
Hot and not.
So not hot. Palmieri and Zajac.
Fair.
But they haven't been hot since we got them.
Yes. Yeah.
They each have a goal or 2. I think
they
Zajac
each have
Palmieri has 1. I
believe.
I think Zajac has 2.
I think they just have 1 each.
All right. Well, whatever.
I can remember the Palmieri one because it was a power play goal where he just kind of scuffed it in.
Yeah. But anyway, okay. Yeah. So I'm saying they're both just bottom. They're disappointing at the moment. But I was also the guy saying we got to give them time.
Yeah.
If this was a regular season,
they have had
a full regular season. I would still be there'd still be upside in the trade. Now.
Yeah, but when you make a trade, you know that you only have half a season to make it work. Well, and it is frustrating that it has
still less time.
Yeah.
Anyway. But so who would you say is your not?
I'm gonna go. It's the tough one. You could go with anybody on the team, really. Yeah. Although I will. I'll get to hot because I do have a couple of players actually for hot, but not I would say Mayfield. Oh, man. It's such an easy fallback, but he got absolutely walked. And you know what? Let's give it to the whole blue line then. I'm not going to single out...
all of them?
Yeah. Because a few guys got absolutely walked. Green and Mayfield especially got absolutely walked by on important goals in the last in the last 2 games. Yeah, in both of the Sabers games. And Barry even mentioned it where he was like, I was kind of shocked. Like, we don't have that happen too much. And to me, that's a little bit scary because it's very difficult to... Maybe it's easier with Trotz because he's so good a motivator, but it's very difficult to not care and then just turn it on for the playoffs. And I feel like this is a dangerous level of not caring. Mm-hmm. I know some people will probably say, hey, they're just trying to stay healthy, but I don't think that's the right mindset. I think you got to play to win. And even if it doesn't matter for seeding, I think like as a player on the ice, obviously Barzal can't play to win, not on the ice.
Right.
But like basically just play to win the game. I turned into Herm Edwards from the Jets. He said that back in the day. You play to win the game. You don't play to just play. And I feel like the Islanders played to just play the last few games.
Interesting.
Kind of playing out the strings.
All right, so then who would you say is your hot?
Man, this is going to be kind of shocking. I thought Bailey was excellent last night.
Okay, yeah, that's
last night specifically. For the second Buffalo game, I thought Bailey was really good. And that's good. That whole line starting to percolate a little bit.
Yeah, the
Beauvillier, a little bit less so Nelson. More so Bailey and Bo kind of showed up for that.
Is still, I guess he's like maybe, he hasn't been, to use your term, percolating recently. Percolating. And, but is he still a top goal scorer on the team?
Yeah, but that's not saying a lot.
Yeah, I know, but it's saying something. Like, I feel like...
He'd be the 6th leading goal scorer on any other team.
But, all right, so I was actually going to say Beauvillier.
Okay.
Because he got the goal in the Sabres game on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And even though he's been a little bit streaky, he has 14 goals this season so far, which is not bad. And for our team, and the hustle has been there the whole time. It's rare that I feel like he's not putting in the work.
Sure, that's fair. I feel like
he's like he's taking it seriously and having fun, as his stick says. And so my second pick for hot would be Varlamov. He has been really good. Mm-hmm. 2 shutouts. He's has the most shutouts in the NHL right now, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
but I mean, and again, impressive. The defense does a lot of helping him out.
Yeah. Not the last 2 games.
Not the Sabres games, no. But definitely for the Rangers game.
Yeah.
Those were both shutouts, so
from
Varley.
I think, and the goal that broke his, over 200-minute shutout streak was a power play goal off of a stupid penalty by Mayfield. So that comes back to mine.
That's fair. It's like poetry.
And to be,
it's like poetry.
All right, we get it. I think we've used that joke 16 times in the podcast. But...
It's specifically me using the joke.
But for Mayfield, I know because that penalty was a little bit controversial because I do think that Skinner was holding on to him the whole way into the zone. But as I said in the recap, don't put yourself in the position to take that penalty. Skinner later on had an incredible swan dive, and he's obviously looking to just get penalties because he can't score, so he's just looking for penalties.
Right, and then who was the guy was it Dobson or Green? Or Peugeot, I don't remember.
Zajac at the very end.
Zajac had this terrible high sticking against
Casey Middlestat.
I always want to say it's Skinner for some reason, and it would have been a 4-minute double minor. A lot of blood, but they just totally missed it, and then they went to win it. So the Buffalo went on to win it. So it was kind of like at that point I was just like, I actually would have felt bad if we won, because that was such a terrible missed call.
I wouldn't have felt bad, only because it doesn't matter. The Sabres are so done. Yeah. But there's some, hockey god watching over us things going on there.
What would the name of the hockey god be?
Wayne Gretzky. He's not even dead.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, all right. Say your prayers to Wayne and eat your vitamins, kids. Is that everything? Oh, one more thing. Bridgeport.
So, very interesting today. We did a very short video on it. But the possibility of Bridgeport being rebranded. Not even the possibility. It's going to happen. They put Reboot in the... Very kind of them to at least just be very open and just being, we're rebooting it.
Yeah, don't know what yet. Maybe it'll be the Bridgeport Islanders.
Yeah. So the reason I think that they didn't commit hard to anything, and that the Bridgeport Islander thing, which if you watch our other video, there's a screenshot in there from a Twitter user that quickly showed like a B, where the straight line on the B is a hockey stick, and Islanders kind of going up the side of a circle logo. And first of all, if that's it, I'm embarrassed. Second of all, they aren't even showing a strong commitment to it because, and I know it's a teaser.
Yeah.
And in today's age, we have the teaser, and then we have the reveal, and then we have the change.org petition to switch it back. I am waiting for the Save the Sound Tigers petition, and I probably will sign it, even though change.org, it doesn't matter, it doesn't do anything. Yeah. But the Sound Tigers is a unique name for that they play close to the Sound, the Long Island Sound, and even though I know of no Tigers near the Sound, it's a cool name, and if that leaked image is correct, I am anticipating it will not last. I actually think the fans would have such a strong backlash to it right off the bat.
How many fans would care, though?
That is a good question. That's why I hesitated there, is Bridgeport, their attendance hasn't been very good.
Yeah.
So my first thought was bring them to the Coliseum. If the Islanders are going to Belmont, and we're happy about that, you know, like, best case scenario, they would have, like, redone the Coliseum. Not redone, but, like, rebuilt the Coliseum and, like, done, like, the Long Island, the Lighthouse project from way back when, something like that, with Ledecky money, though.
Right.
But what are your thoughts on calling your minor league team the same thing as your team?
Not good. They should definitely. I don't see a problem, I guess, if it's like similar, you know, or it's like obviously similar. But yeah, the same thing. It just doesn't make sense. Like you like you know, enjoy the creative process in that, like the freedom.
It's an opportunity.
Yeah, it's not more merchandise, more other things. You know, that's two things I thought of.
It's an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and you like. There are very few opportunities to build a brand from the ground up.
Yeah.
To like completely get to re-establish yourself.
And if they're still going to be located in Connecticut, they definitely shouldn't be called the Islanders.
Yes, that is a big point.
Yep.
Yes, the island nation of Connecticut, which is literally has connect to the land in its name.
I think you just galaxy branded. No, but actually, one thing like if they moved to the Coliseum, which doesn't look like will happen, but who knows, and they kept the name the Sound Tigers, it still works.
That's the thing about it. And also,
it's like a fine name.
I think fans like the name. I think the rebrand, for me, I guess I'll speak for myself as a fan, when I heard, before I had seen the thing, like the short little video, that didn't even give up that much anyway, I was like,
ooh, static. Dial tone. Ooh, wait a second.
Yeah. But I was kind of like, okay. I was like cautiously like, that's all right. Don't change it too much though, and bring it to the Coliseum. That was the only I was like, absolutely bring it to the Coliseum. It makes too much sense. I think they would draw so much better for crowds in an area that has sustained an NHL team. You could have the NHL team still making a ton of money in Belmont with a new stadium and like
they've
a resurgence.
Already sold out all season tickets in Belmont. Yeah,
and crazy. Then on top of that, for the fans that maybe didn't get to the like maybe it sold out too quick and they didn't get seats.
Yeah, exactly.
What a consolation prize to have something that's closer and cheaper. And so I just think that's a huge opportunity. And I won't say blown yet because it's not official that they're staying in Bridgeport.
My guess is like if I don't know anything about what they're doing with the Coliseum or anything, but my guess is like they might not want to solely use it for a minor league team. They probably want to do other bigger things.
Oh, sure.
I think they wanted to make it mostly a concert venue and things like that.
Yeah, but that could work still because I think most AHL arenas have a smaller seat count anyway. And the Coliseum already has fewer. Yeah, but they could also downsize even more if they want to with the seating.
Well, I was thinking like just scheduling wise, it might not work out. Like if they wanted to do a concert every weekend, you know, it's like But there's a game like that would be. It wouldn't be impossible to do.
Yeah.
But they would probably be doing less concerts than they would otherwise hope to.
Maybe.
Is my guess.
I would point out that I think having a team in the arena. Maybe this is just because I'm a sport guy, but maybe I think
they
having
have the lacrosse
a team.
What's the lacrosse
I don't even
team?
know if they're still there. I gotta be honest.
No, never mind.
But I think having a team there, it like helps build an identity for the arena.
Yeah, I
and, like,
yeah, that totally
back in the
sense.
day, we had we had the Islanders, we had an arena football team, and we had an arena lacrosse team.
Yeah.
And that was too much. That was adorned around the outside. It was like each team's logo. That was a little bit much.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have that one trademark team, and I think actually the Brooklyn Nets minor league team plays there as well.
Oh.
Although I think because like COVID, like it's been up in the air, because the Coliseum is going to lose. Well, it's going to lose out on concerts to Belmont big time. So why would you not then compensate by bringing? It's almost like you're going to help out your own organization by like. So you've now got this new arena, and it's going to be probably more popular for concerts because it's brand new and it's built for the new acoustics and everything. And the old arena sound system's kind of crap.
Yeah.
So I think it plays better for a hockey crowd anyway. It's got a low roof. It's great for atmosphere. That could be good for concerts too, I'll admit.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I've actually never been to a concert in the arena. I used to go to Warped Tour outside the arena, and that was a mess.
But, all right, that's all we have time for because the camera's about to stop rolling.
All right.
We got like 50 seconds
That's how it goes.
Usually. Yeah, that's how it goes. We're limited by
speak until the camera
our
dies.
equipment.
You're just lucky this week. Most weeks it's 5 hours, and we just cut it down.
We have to cut it down. Yeah, it's actually mostly me talking. Believe it or not. Yeah, Tom's pretty quiet.
We just cut out everything he says.
Yeah. So, all right,
and he's the editor too.
Thank you very much for watching, and if you guys are interested in being a part of the podcast, virtual probably next week.
Email us at this web zone.
Email us at never mind. All right. Anything else, Tom?
No.
All right. We love you. Bye.